The most dangerous person in your life is not a criminal or a thief. It is the person you trust without question simply because they are wearing a uniform, a white coat, or a three-piece suit. You have been trained from the moment you were born to bow down to titles. You do not listen to the message. You look at the credentials of the messenger. If a man in a lab coat tells you to take a pill, you swallow it. If a man in a suit tells you to invest your life savings, you sign the paper. If a man with a PhD tells you what is true, you stop thinking for yourself. This is the ultimate backdoor into the human mind. They do not have to force you to obey. They only have to look like they know what they are doing. The legendary author Robert Greene understood this mask of power perfectly. In his Laws of Strategy, he explains that humans are perpetually looking for a leader, a messiah, or an expert to tell them what to do. Because thinking is hard. Thinking takes energy. So, we outsource our intellect to anyone who speaks with enough confidence. We are not looking for the truth. We are looking for the appearance of authority. The strategist Sun Tzu also knew that the best way to win a war is to win it before the first sword is drawn. He said that all warfare is based on deception. If you can project an image of absolute power and wisdom, the enemy will surrender their mind to you without a fight. They will believe your lies simply because they cannot imagine that someone so high-ranking could be wrong. If you are noticing that the world is more like a scripted play than a reality, then you are exactly where you need to be. We are gathering 100,000 sharp individuals who choose to look behind the curtain. This is not about following another leader. It is about becoming your own. If you want to stop being a pawn in their game, you should probably join us. Subscribe to secure your place in this circle. But wait, before you think you are too smart to be fooled, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I am going to show you how even the most intelligent people on Earth were manipulated into committing atrocities simply because a man in a chair told them it was for the best. The experiment I am about to describe will change the way you look at every doctor, every lawyer, and every leader for the rest of your life. Think about the United States in the 1960s. A psychologist named Stanley Milgram conducted a study that shocked the world. Literally, he wanted to know why people followed orders during the dark days of history. He put ordinary people in a room and told them to give electric shocks to a stranger in another room every time that stranger got a question wrong. The shocks were fake, but the participants did not know that. As the shocks reached lethal levels, the participants wanted to stop. But a man in a gray lab coat, a figure of authority, simply said, "The experiment requires that you continue." And they did. Over 60% of ordinary kind-hearted people administered what they thought were fatal electric shocks to an innocent person. Why? Not because they were evil, but because the man in the lab coat told them to. They did not question the morality. They obeyed the authority. This is the virus in the human operating system. When an expert speaks, your conscience goes to sleep. If you have ever felt that gut feeling that something was wrong but did not speak up because everyone else was listening to the leader, like this video, your intuition was trying to save you. The philosopher Jean Baudrillard discussed how we live in a world of simulations. We do not react to reality. We react to symbols. A badge is a symbol. A badge is a symbol. A blue check mark on social media is a symbol. We have been programmed to respond to these symbols, like Pavlov's dogs. If the symbol is there, we assume the person behind it is godlike. We forget that a suit can hide a liar, and a title can hide an idiot. Now consider the financial world. Every day, millions of people lose their homes and their future because they followed the advice of a market expert on television. Why do we trust a stranger on a screen more than our own common sense? The answer is more sinister than you think, and it involves a psychological trick used by the 1% to keep the 99% in a state of perpetual debt. Comment below. Have you ever followed an expert's advice only to realize later they had no idea what they were talking about? Let us expose the expert lie together. The writer Aldous Huxley warned us about the ultimate revolution. He suggested that a time would come when the masses would be made to love their servitude through the use of scientific authority. They will not use tanks to control you. They will use data. They will use the science. They will use the experts. Because they know that if they can label their agenda as expert opinion, you will stop resisting. You will feel that to disagree is to be uneducated. This is how the United States economy functions. It is a system of gatekeepers. They tell you that you are not qualified to understand the law. They tell you that you are not qualified to understand your own health. They tell you that you are not qualified to manage your own money. They force you to pay for their expertise, and in return, they give you a version of the truth that benefits their bottom line. But here is the hook that they never want you to find. Most experts are not paid to be right. They are paid to be certain. There is a massive difference between the two in the next chapter of this discussion. I will reveal how you can spot a fake authority in less than 10 seconds by asking one simple question. Share this video with one person who believes everything they see on the news. Help them wake up the elite minds. Do not look at titles. They look at incentives. They ask, who pays this expert to say this? They understand that expertise is often just a high-priced marketing campaign. While the 99% are busy citing studies and quoting leaders, the 1% are busy writing the checks that fund those studies and those leaders. The psychologist Leon Festinger spoke about cognitive dissonance. When an expert we admire says something that contradicts our reality, we do not question the expert. Instead, we question our own reality. We would rather believe that our eyes are lying to us than believe that the person with the PhD is wrong. This is how entire nations are led into wars and economic collapses. The people see the disaster coming, but the experts say, everything is fine, so the people keep walking into the fire. You are probably wondering, if I cannot trust the experts, who can I trust? The answer is terrifying because it places the responsibility entirely on your shoulders. But before I show you how to build your own intellectual fortress, we need to talk about the halo effect, the most common trick used by the media to make celebrities look like geniuses. The halo effect is a cognitive bias where our overall impression of a person influences how we feel and think about their character in other areas. This is why we listen to actors when they talk about politics. This is why we listen to billionaires when they talk about health. We think that because they are successful in one thing, they must be experts in everything. They are not. They are just humans with a bigger microphone. The United States media is designed to create these halos. They build thought leaders in labs. They give them the right clothes, the right lighting, and the right buzzwords. They turn them into authorities overnight so that they can sell you a belief or a product the next morning. It is a factory of influence. Stay with me because we are reaching the final layer of the simulation. I am about to show you the one trait that every truly independent person possesses, a trait that makes them completely immune to authority bias. If you can master this, you will never be a puppet again. Most people will finish this video and go right back to their feed. They will see a headline starting with "experts say," and they will believe it instantly. They will continue to let the man in the suit tell them how to feel and what to buy. They will remain comfortable in their obedience because obedience is safe. But you have stayed until the end because you have felt the friction. You have realized that the expert is often just a guard at the door. If your own potential, you have realized that your own observation and your own logic are the most valuable tools you possess. You are tired of being told that you are not qualified to think for yourself. The ultimate scarcity is not money or gold. It is a focused, independent mind that can stand in front of a king or a doctor and ask, why? In a world of 8 billion people who are being told what to think by authorities, the person who can verify the truth for themselves is the most powerful person on the planet. When you stop waiting for an expert to give you permission to be right, you become impossible to control. If you want to develop this level of mental armor, you need to stay connected with this channel. We are building something that the gatekeepers are afraid of. Hit subscribe to ensure you do not lose this signal. Become the master of your own perspective.